Hello everyone. Wish you a very good morning to all of you. Here I am your science teacher. Now let's study science. You know that we are on chapter 10. We have already completed the discussion on the textual portion from this chapter. Now today we are going to solve two objective type questions, fill in the blanks and true and false type questions. These are objective type questions. On page number 134 you can see exercise A1. Some fill in the blanks type questions been given. First we'll solve A1, okay? 5 fill in the blanks type questions been given. With each question or statement, a bracket is there. Within the bracket, two options been written. So here, our job is to choose the correct option from the bracket. First read the question, then try to understand the meaning, and finally find the answer. Look at the first statement. Air contains 78% or 21% of nitrogen. The composition of air we have already understood. We know that air is the mixture of different gases. That is the homogeneous mixture. So what are the gases found in air? You know that nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, helium, hydrogen, neon, argon, xenon, krypton. These all gases are present in air, and that is the mixture. Air is the homogeneous mixture of different gases. Air contains highest amount of nitrogen. About 78% of air is nitrogen. So here your answer is 78%. 78% is nitrogen. If we express the amount of nitrogen, then it will be 78%. If we express the amount of oxygen in air, then it will be about 21%. Or you can write 20.9%. The amount of carbon dioxide, CO2, that is 0.03%. And the remaining air includes helium, hydrogen, neon, argon, water vapor, etc. So you got the composition of air. The highest amount of air is nitrogen. 78% of air is nitrogen, 21% is oxygen, 0.03% is carbon dioxide, and the remaining gases I have told you, the names should be gathered in mind. Okay. Now move on to next question. Question number 2. The dash layer traps the harmful UV rays of the sun. UV rays, the full form of UV rays is ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet. Okay, this is very harmful for human. The UV rays affects badly on human health. Skin cancer, lots of skin problem, digestive problems. These problems will appear if UV rays directly fall on our body. Okay, so which layer traps UV rays? Ozone layer. Okay, so ozone is the correct answer. So just write ozone in this blank. What is the formula for ozone? The chemical formula of ozone is O3. This is a kind of allotrope of oxygen. Oxygen means O2 and ozone means O3. Three atoms of oxygen present in ozone. It is a gas, and this layer is made up of ozone gas. This layer is situated in stratosphere. We got 5 layers in atmosphere. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Within the stratosphere layer, a layer is present that is made up of ozone gas. Okay, and that protects harmful UV rays. Okay, so you got your answer. You will understand about the formation of ozone layer, the impacts of ozone layer, the impacts of UV rays, ozone depletion in your upper classes. Okay, now question number 3. Space shuttles orbits around the Earth in dash layer. Which layer? Space shuttles can be found. Space shuttles orbits around the Earth in thermosphere layer. Thermosphere, that is the answer. Thermosphere. You can guess the significance observing the term thermosphere. Thermo means very hot. It is the most, it is the hottest layer of the atmosphere. Okay, about 2000 degrees Celsius. The temperature may reach up to 2000 degrees Celsius in this layer. It is highly temperate layer, and space shuttles orbit around this layer. Clear? Okay, now move on to next page. Now you can see question number 4. When clear water is poured out into another container without disturbing the sediments, it is called sedimentation or decantation. It is called decantation. So, sedimentation and decantation, these two methods are widely used to separate or remove insoluble impurities from water. And what is the uh, process, the definition we got? You know that the mixture of insoluble impurities can be separated by these two methods, sedimentation and decantation. Suppose a mixture containing mud and water, muddy water, is allowed to stand undisturbed in a beaker. After some time, the mud settles down at the bottom of the container as sediments. This process is called sedimentation. If we should take, we need to take some muddy water in a beaker or glass. After some time, you can see that the sediments or the mud that gets settled down at the bottom. So this is called sediment, and the process is called sedimentation. And here the question is, when clear water is poured out into another container without disturbing the sediments, is called decantation. So decantation, that is the process. When we poured the clear water, slowly into the separate container without disturbing the sediments, this process is called decantation. So decantation is the correct answer. Now question number 5, last question. Dash is the simplest way to purify water, boiling or distillation? What do you think? Two types of impurities we got: insoluble impurities and soluble impurities. Insoluble impurities are those impurities that do not dissolve in water or any liquid, and soluble means that can be dissolved. Those impurities that dissolve in water completely. By sedimentation, decantation, by filtration, we can separate the insoluble impurities. But what are the methods, separating methods? What are the methods by which we can separate the soluble impurities? Some methods are mentioned in our book: evaporation and distillation. By evaporation and distillation, we can separate the soluble impurities. Boiling, that is the simple method by which we can purify water. Boiling means, you know, that water or every material has a fixed boiling point. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius temperature. If water is heated at 100 degrees Celsius temperature, then water gets evaporated, water gets changed into water vapor, and the soluble impurities that get settled down at the container or pot. So boiling is the simple method. Distillation is another method that is also used to separate the soluble impurities from water. But which one is which one is simplest? Boiling. Okay. So you got your answer. Write down the answer in blanks. Now Exercise A2. Write T, capital T for true and capital F for false statement. So read the statement. The first statement is ozone layer is present in stratosphere. I have explained what is ozone layer. Ozone layer is made up of ozone gas that is slightly bluish in color. The ozone gas is the allotrope of oxygen. 3 atoms of oxygen collectively make an ozone molecule. So this layer is very protective for us, that protects the ultraviolet rays. Okay, so this statement is true. It is found in stratosphere. It is true. Write capital T. Next, question number 2. Thermosphere is the last layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Atmosphere contains 5 layers. The whole atmosphere, the thick layer of air that surrounds the Earth, is called atmosphere. Okay, and this atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. The outer layer is called exosphere, not thermosphere. Okay, so exosphere, this is the last layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Beyond this layer, no air exists. Can't we can't find air beyond this layer. So exosphere. So this statement is false. Thermosphere is not the last layer. Right, capital F. Okay, now question number 3. Soluble impurities. This is false, huh? Soluble impurities can be removed by filtration or sedimentation. Soluble? No. Insoluble impurities can be separated, can be removed by filtration or sedimentation, not soluble. So this statement is also false. Read the statement. Okay, you need to understand the meaning of statement. Otherwise, your answer will be wrong. Soluble impurities can be separated, can be removed by distillation, by boiling, by evaporation, by these methods, not by filtration or sedimentation. So this statement is false. Question number 3. False. Now 4. The rate of sedimentation can be increased by adding chlorine. By adding alum, not chlorine. Chlorine is a kind of gas. The chemical formula of chlorine is Cl. Cl2, chlorine gas. So distillation, the rate of sedimentation can be increased by adding chlorine. No, by adding alum. A small amount of alum, if we add in the muddy water, then the finer particles, the finer muddy particles can be settled down faster, and this process is called loading. It is a kind of sedimentation. Sedimentation is done by using the effect of gravity. Okay, gravity, that is important for sedimentation and decantation, and also loading. So this statement is also false. Question number 4 is false. Write F. Now the last one. Water is purified with alum before it reaches our home. No, we can't purify water with alum. Some methods are there. To purify water. We have read chlorination, that is the method by which we can purify water by adding chlorine tablets. By adding chlorine tablets, we can purify water, not by alum. Okay, that's all. Next day we will solve the remaining objective type questions. I hope that today's discussion was informative for you. If there is any question, then you can ask me, making a phone call or sending a message to my number. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.